What's up, good people? I want to come to y'all today on a touchy subject of homosexual and the way that we're looking at it. And I say it's crazy. First of all, the term, the actual term homosexual didn't come to be until like 1868. We know it's been going on way longer than that. Matter of fact, it's in the beginning of the Bible. And so, therefore, it's been around forever. Forever in the day, since the beginning, to be exact. And so, the two things that every boy and girl have in their body is estrogen and testosterone. And no matter what we say, whichever one they have the most of, those are the traits that they're going to carry. I mean, if a boy got more estrogen than he got testosterone, more than likely he's going to have girly ways and he might actually be attracted attracted to the same sex. And the same with a girl who has more testosterone running through her than she does estrogen. And this is normal. I mean, just flat out normal. I mean, we want to dim it, this and that. We want to say it's an epidemic going around. We want to say that people are pushing an agenda. You can't really push that agenda if that's how people are. Now, we can get into the whole, let me see, being persuaded or choice. Now, I understand. I mean, like a part of a culture, rape culture. If you've been raped, et cetera. I mean, you probably think, you probably think it's the right thing to do. I mean, like if a man constantly rapes a little boy, I mean, and he's never corrected or whatever, he's gonna think that that is right as well. No matter what he sees in the world, he know what's been going on with him, and he's gonna feel like it's right. I mean, it's just whatever. It's just like whatever you teach a child. That's what that's the way they're gonna roll. They're gonna believe this is right until, I mean, they get to an age where they have a better understanding. And even with that, I mean, you have some people who've been scarred by it, and that's just the way it becomes the way of life. Even if it's not like their actual preference or whatever, it's just what they become used to. And I mean, like who I mean, like for somebody to take advantage of of a child and feed them these things or whatever. I mean, like it's totally fucked up. But I mean, as far as for those who are doing it, I mean, like I don't know. I mean, we want to call it sick and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, like I said, I, the only part that really just makes it sick, and yeah, I believe that it's sick. That, like, if a grown ass man is doing this to a child, I mean, give this child the opportunity to grow and choose what they want to become, or to self-identify with their own sexuality instead of you raping them or molesting them and pretty much embedding this in their mind. I mean, like, trust me, I know for a fact that, like, uh, I mean, some people who have been in that culture, I mean, they don't stay in that culture. I mean, but it scars them for life. I mean, the same thing with women who have been raped, man. It scars you for life. I mean, it mentally beats you up when stuff like that happen to you, and then I mean, The most fucked up thing about it is it's like it happens within the family. That's the biggest part of it. All that stuff happening within the family, and then here go family wanting to disown you, talk about you, etc. Based on maybe what you have become because of what was happening to you. But I mean, I personally believe, and I mean, based on the fact, like I stated, that we are born with both. I believe people are born that way, just flat out. No getting around it. I mean, like just flat out. I mean, cause I mean, come on, the beginning of the time, God supposedly making man for woman. Then how does this even happen? I mean, and you have to ask yourself that. How does it even happen if God made man for woman this way? But you end up with women loving women and men loving men. And it's all in our genetics. Ain't no way to get around it. Now, uh you have your religion and things like that also embed in us who we become, things we believe. And religion is one of the big things that makes us look at shit in ways that we really shouldn't, because religion ain't is there's I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep saying it, there's no God or Lord or whatever in the way in the form of the book. I keep saying I believe there's a creator because we exist. I just can't believe in the Big Bang theory, just plain and simple. And I don't know if I said it, but yeah, again, science is a theory, a theory of how this came to be or whatever. I mean, ain't none of this stuff proven, man. We can, the Bible sounds right for people who had those questions like, where we come from and stuff like that, and for somebody to say, well, a man took and put a vagina on the side of a man ribs and pulled a woman out of it. Yeah, come on, it sounds right. But I mean, if you look at the symbolism, man, they really use symbolism to take the childbearing away from the women. They got all kind of stuff like they in the Greek stuff, man. They got a picture of a dude with his head splitting and a woman being born out of it that way. I mean, but back to the topic, man. Back in ancient times, if you don't believe me, look it up. Phallic worship. Phallic worship is a time where they worship dicks. Just plain and simple. Look up phallic worship. Is like I said, homosexuality has been around since the beginning of time. That's why you got your Sodom and your Gomorrah in the beginning of the Bible. And like I said, once again, to me, the Bible ain't nothing but like pretty much a history of wars of a people conquering other people and stuff like that. And supposedly this God is fighting with them to killing people who saying, and he giving it to them to tell them it's okay. But he told them the land was gonna be theirs, but they had to kill the people to get in the land. That's dumb, but okay. So you have your Sodom and Gomorrah, which he destroyed or whatever. And so and we know what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah, where the men were sleeping with men. Actually, two angels went down and they went to Lot's house and told Lot, said, send the angels out so we could fuck them. He even offered them his daughter so they wouldn't try and fuck the angels. Stupid shit. That's a Bible. I mean, that's a Bible verse, but it's in the Bible, and you believe it. But so with Sodom and Gomorrah, man, it's just like, yep. I mean, it was going on then, and you probably had people who didn't like it or whatever. So homosexuals were being persecuted as early as those Bible days and everything like that. And then we can go on interpretation. So Ham seen his father nakedness or whatever, and he went out and told his brothers what he had done, or actually just told his brothers that he was that their father was naked. And now my question is, before he went in the tent, how would he know that his father was naked? That's like a child coming to your bedroom and just opening the door. They don't know that you're naked. They wouldn't know if you were in your room having sex if your door was just closed. If you didn't lock it, there was no way for them to stop coming in and knock and find out what's going on. And we know little kids do it all the time. I mean, just walk in your room. And uh, I'm pretty sure with nobody today put a curse on their child for seeing them naked. But supposedly, especially like in this whole Christian story or whatever, Ham, and for the white people who believe it, Ham is the black race and was cursed by his father to be a servant of servants to his brothers, which means um, they believe that Shem was white and Japhet was Asian, and therefore that's another reason why slavery was approved or condoned according to the Bible or whatever. But let's go back and analyze this story just a little bit more. Now, with Ham walking in on his father and seeing him naked, I don't think that's just a reason to curse him and or whatever. And so I'm gonna go a little bit further, and I might be wrong, but I'm gonna put it out there anyway. And for him to say that he know what he had done to him, more than likely Ham caught his father drunk and naked and fucked him. Just plain and simple. Caught him drunk and naked and fucked him. And then uh I'll be like, I'm sorry, like if your son came in and did that to you as a man, you'll probably try and kill your son and everything, or curse him, put his ass, he gotta go, he gotta leave the house or whatever. And so therefore I could see that being the reason why Ham was cursed. And so, but even with that story, it's still crazy or whatever. So I mean, like I said, I mean, like this homosexual stuff, it's been going on since the beginning of time. And then for all you, I mean, like, man, I got to give it to you, Christian believers, and you people who try and throw your little old bullshit ass beliefs on other people because you believe in some old imaginary shit that's written in a book or whatever, and you're not using your common sense, or you, I mean, you're just not trying to compile any kind of knowledge to figure out or know. I mean, like, not assume, know what's going on with somebody else, man. Have you ever sat down and talked to a person who's interested in somebody of the same sex and get to know why? I actually have on both sides, male and female side. I sat down, I talked to him, and I'm like, the shit is, I'm like, it's totally understandable, man. And I understand you have the females out there who have kids, and then they go that way, and then you have males who, like, I mean, like I said, back then when they was persecuting them, I mean, you probably had a whole bunch of men who ended up with women because of the persecution. I mean, we beat each other up over every motherfucking thing, and it's dumb, and that's the why reason why we are who we are today. And then, I mean, even for the black race, because we follow these doctrines and because we persecute each other the way we do, we'll never be able to come together. I mean, I honestly believe that, man. I mean, like, we will not come out of these doctrines. We are docile to these doctrines, man. I mean, we lose our common sense, man. All forms of common sense are gone when it comes to these doctrines. Either the Christianity doctrine, in which Jesus loved everybody. He coming back to save them. But like they say, where was he? Where has he been? Where has he been? And then even for the Hebrews, I mean, come on, man. You really think that when God come back and we finna own white people and they gonna be our slaves? Man, no. No, the book was written by them, by the Greeks. I mean, and homosexuality is huge in Greek culture from the beginning. You can go and uh, type in ancient sexuality in Google, and then just go to images, and I guarantee you I mean, they have women and men together, but they have women and women together and men and men together. Then they got the double-sided phallic, like with a ring in the middle of it, where it's a dick on both sides of it, that they used to worship and stuff like this. I mean, like, you don't get to that point of phallic worship without homosexuality never existing. It's just been there. And then, like I said, the term homosexual, it just came to be. We was in America. We was in America, or America was being, more populated, or America had been conquered uh, by the time this term came to be. So the question is, I mean, what was the term previous to the word actual homosexual? I mean, you could say sodomite or something like that, but like personally, I believe eunuch was, and I might be wrong, but I believe eunuch was used as a form of homosexual as well. And everybody know a eunuch is a man castrated, no balls or whatever. He's not really interested in women. So, but then I'm gonna go and get this Bible verse for you. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe you can be born with no balls, but like, I mean, would they call you? I mean, would that mean that you were castrated or whatever? I doubt it. But in Matthew 19, and I'm gonna start at 11, and I want you to pay attention to what it said. It don't say everybody can't get it. It's specifically talking about man. But he said unto them, all men cannot receive this saying, save them to who it is given, except them to who it is given. Meaning, I'm just this is my interpretation. Again, I might be wrong. I don't know, but it's save they to whom it is given. Meaning, like, if a homosexual feels the way that he believes that this has been him forever, he'll understand this saying. Now, Matthew 19 and 12, for there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb, and there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men, and there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sakes. He that is able to receive it, let him receive it. Now, some of y'all not gonna want to receive it for the simple fact that you sitting out there and dumbfounded, believing that a man cannot be born homosexual. But yet again, like I said, if his estrogen is pretty much outweighing his testosterone, I mean, which way you think he's gonna go? Which way is he gonna go? I mean, I'm like, that's something you really have to think. That's something you really have to think about. Even this old science, the theory is starting to think that homosexuality is a normal sex act. And come on, some of y'all believe in signs like that. So therefore, I guess if they come out straight out and say it, then you will believe it. But it's something that you can sit back and you can go and look into for yourself or whatever. You know, the estrogen, we already know estrogen. And if you add it with some hormone pills and stuff like that, all kind of stuff gonna happen, you know. And then testosterone in females, I mean, like that's why some females are much faster than boys. They play basketball, football better. I mean, I done seen my some that's like just go hard. I mean, I know quite a few that like is way more talented than some of the men I done seen trying to play sports and stuff like that. And so another one for you Bible thumpers who, I mean, you persecute people on, you know, what you see them doing and all that kind of stuff, but yet and still you won't read your Bible. You won't read your Bible because this here is crazy. This is something that Jesus did in John 13, and I'm gonna start at 3. Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all the things into his hands, and that he was coming from God and went to God, he rised up from supper and laid aside his garments. If you don't know what laid aside his garments mean, that means he got undressed and took a towel and girded himself. And girded means to wrap around. Some of y'all dumbasses gonna say where he still had on clothes, and I mean, come on, that's dumb as shit. He laid aside his garments and took a towel and girded himself. And everybody know back in ancient time, underwear wasn't a big thing. And after that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel wherewith he was girded. So you mean to tell me that Jesus, first after he finished eating, he got up, got undressed in front of 12 dudes, wrapped himself in a towel, then washed their feet and dried their feet with the towel that was wrapped around him. Now, somebody tell me, how the hell did he wipe their feet with the towel that was wrapped around him without him taking the towel off? But you want to question other people act. Now that's questionable as shit right there. There's questionable as shit. And I mean, so first of all, he said for some men are born eunuchs. Like I said, tell me somewhere in the Bible where you find the word homosexual. You won't. It is say for a man lie with man as he lie with woman. I mean, it's an abomination. But I mean, like that was another man's point of view. Just like it's your point of view when you look at a man and you see that. You're pretty much passing judgment on him. I mean, your hormone and your estrogen, testosterone balance is right. I mean, so why attack somebody else? Why think that there's a agenda or epidemic going on when in actuality homosexuality is just not being persecuted the same way? I mean, you still have ignorant ass people out there, you know, trying to fight on them and all that kind of stuff, but it's not being persecuted the same way. So therefore, now these people can actually live out in the open, in the public, just the same way as any other person. And I mean, so if you wanna persecute them, I mean, it's other things that God tell people that they can't even come to Him for. If matter of fact, if if you missing nuts, you can't go to God. If you're lame, if you're missing a limb, you can't go to God. If you have any kind of effect, a birth defect or anything like that, you can't go to God. I mean, read the Bible. It tell you all of that. So all of these people were being persecuted for the same. I mean, I mean, not for the same exact reasons, but they were being persecuted or whatever based on silly shit. Like somebody looked at them and just didn't like how they looked with the deformity or the ailment or whatever they had going on. But yet still, you have an all-powerful God who can heal anything, do anything. Why didn't you? And everybody always want to say free will. Ain't no such thing. If there was free will, there would not be commandments. There would not be laws that you have to abide by or follow. And if you break them laws, you had to pay. You got to pay the price. Punishment comes behind those. So there's no such thing as free will. You can get that out. I mean, you can say it all that you want to, but for Christians, if you're not a Christian and you don't believe this and that, you're going to hell. Again, there's no free will. I mean, I can't be the agnostic atheist or anti-theist that I am. I just don't believe in any kind of religion. Or a Muslim can't be a Muslim. A Buddhist can't be a Buddhist because they don't believe in your goddamn religion. And the same thing, vice versa. And the best thing that I ever heard when it comes to that, we are all atheists to somebody else's religions based on the religion that we choose. Because if you wasn't, then why aren't you understanding of their religion or following their religion as well, or telling them, oh, okay, it's cool, and not persecuting them, telling them like, well, since you're not a Christian, you know this, that, and other, you going to hell, all that, and all that. This, all of it is bullshit. That's all it is. Matter of fact, even Islam came like 500-600 years after Christianity. So I don't even, I don't even understand why people following Islam. I mean, like, there you go again with another god or whatever just popping up out of nowhere, the same way that Jesus did, popped up out of nowhere, just came to be. But back to the subject at hand. I mean, I just feel like as a people, man, you got to get away from your persecuting ways and running behind following this religion or whatever, because you know it has taken away your ability to think, your common sense or whatever, and dealing with people who are different from what you believe, not different from who you are, but from different from your beliefs. Your beliefs have trained you to believe what you believe. You're following a standard of rules and regulations or whatever that you're trying to live your life by or whatever, but they are based on somebody else's beliefs, not no God or nothing like that, man. So I mean, I just wanted to throw this out here about you know some of the things that we should all look at and weigh when it comes to people that are different from us, especially with this whole people claiming that there is a homosexual epidemic, or they pushing some kind of agenda or whatever. Nah, man, these people are just being able to live free the same way that a heterosexual person is now, and the persecution is coming from you. Trust me. The persecution is not coming from them. Most of them they comfortable with who they really are, and some of them can't be because they know what their family gonna say about them or what somebody else gonna say about them. I mean, pull away from that, man. And I mean, I guarantee you that you'll understand that it's not an epidemic. Ain't nobody pushing the agenda. Those people are who they are, and a lot of them. Majority of them were born that way. Some of them chose the lifestyle or whatever. I mean, but for the ones who are real with theirs, I mean, I truly believe you were born that way. Ain't nothing we can do about it, man. Live your life. Fuck what everybody else think. Fuck all of these Bible thumpers, because most of them ain't even read the book or whatever. They don't understand shit that they reading. They pretty much pick up and follow what you call it, when your family passed, the generational beliefs. So like if my mama, my grandma, my great grandma, etc. were Christians, so therefore it's just stated pretty much bottom line that I should be a Christian. And I mean, I sort of broke away from that, and it was based on me reading the Bible. Now I believe the whole literacy thing from then to now changes a whole lot of perspective, man. Because I mean, our understanding is way better than grandma and great grandma and them was. I mean, the education system, I mean, it sucks, but it taught us how to read, interpret, comprehend. And I promise anybody that sit down and read that Joker from beginning to the end and with with an open mind. Like Paul said, in order for you to really, if Paul says this in his letter, you have to believe in Christ first to get Christianity out of the scriptures. It won't happen the other way around. And the reason why it happened to me is because I actually have always questioned it. I used to go to church or whatever because like it was like I was trying to do right. My grandma and them was in church and everything like that. Church can be a little fun at times or whatever. I mean, and it's good for like if you actually have some good leaders in your church coming together and stuff like that. That's why I say I don't have nothing against whatever you're doing or whatever, but I mean, it don't make it real still. It still don't make it real. It still don't make you getting a job a blessing from God. I mean, because had you not filled out that application, nobody would have known you needed a job and you still wouldn't have no damn job. Just plain and simple. And so I keep jumping off subject because I mean I just really can't stand this whole religious divide and conquer thing. I mean because that's all it is. I mean that's uh, Islam comes from Christianity. Islam not is not on its own basis. Islam comes from Christianity. It was used to kill the different part of the different sects that were coming up in Christianity. They started murdering them. If you wasn't this type of Christian, then you gotta go. But anyway, once again, people, like I said, homosexuality is normal. It's been around since the beginning. So I mean, sit down and talk to somebody who is, ask them, get a better understanding. Then go and look into the whole science of it or whatever. I mean, like the biology of the bodies or whatever, you know, and the traits and all that kind of stuff of estrogen, of testosterone, etc., etc. But stop persecuting people because this the whole what you call it suicide stuff is real, man, because we not accepting people for who they are. And therefore though, I mean like with the whole belief system or whatever, man, you're making people like kill themselves and never know one day it could be your son or daughter. What you gonna do? And for the fucking ignorant people who disown their family, man, I'm like, just stupid, man. You are a fucking idiot, just plain and simple for you know not being able to embrace your seed for whoever they are. Embrace them, love them, support them. Just plain and simple, man. Some things you have to put to the side. And the one thing I feel like you should put to the side is your belief system or whatever, for the simple fact that we've been living in the last days forever. Jesus ain't came back. Ain't no proof of none of that shit for you to, you know, disown your child and all of this and that, and not love them and support them just because you believe in some imaginary shit. And I keep beating up religion. I don't care. I mean, like, it is what it is. But until next time, have a good one, good people.